Welcome back to Rare US Coin. If you enjoy discovering valuable American coins hiding in everyday pocket change, you're in the right place. Today we're taking a close look at the fascinating 1972 Lincoln 1-cent coin. At first glance, this copper penny may look completely ordinary, but some examples have sold for impressive amounts because of their condition, rarity, and valuable mint errors. Many people spend these coins without giving them a second thought. Yet collectors know that one unusual detail can transform an ordinary penny into a highly desirable collectible. Before you spend another 1972 Lincoln cent, watch this entire video because you may already own one that is worth much more than 1 cent. The Lincoln cent has been one of America's most recognized coins since 1909. By 1972, millions of these coins were produced for circulation, making them common in everyday commerce. However, not every 1972 penny is equal. Certain examples stand out because they were preserved in exceptional condition or were struck with rare mint errors that collectors eagerly search for. The obverse of the coin features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. Around the portrait you will find the words "I and God We Trust" across the top, Liberty on the left side, and the date 1972 on the right. On the reverse is the classic Lincoln Memorial design, which remained on the cent until 2008. This design has become one of the most iconic images in American coin collecting. The 1972 Lincoln cent was struck primarily at the Philadelphia Mint, which carries no mint mark, and at the Denver Mint with a D mint mark. While both versions are widely available, collectors pay special attention to certain rare varieties. One of the most famous varieties is the 1972 double die obverse. This remarkable error shows strong doubling on the inscriptions, especially Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date. Unlike minor machine doubling, the true double die variety displays clear separation that can often be seen without powerful magnification. This error has become one of the most desirable Lincoln cent varieties ever produced. If you discover a genuine 1972 double die obverse penny in excellent condition, its value can increase dramatically. Depending on its grade, collectors have paid hundreds or even thousands of dollars for authenticated examples. Condition is another major factor in determining value. Coins that remain bright, original, and free from heavy wear receive much higher grades from professional grading services. A coin graded mint state 65 or higher may command a substantial premium compared to an ordinary circulated example. Collectors also search for off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die breaks, broad strikes, and other unusual mint errors. Even minor production mistakes can make a coin much more valuable than its face value. If you own several 1972 pennies, examine each one carefully under good lighting. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the lettering, the date, and Lincoln's portrait. Look for sharp doubling, unusual shapes, missing design elements, or anything that appears different from a normal coin. Never clean an old coin. Cleaning can permanently damage the surface and significantly reduce its collector value. Professional collectors almost always prefer coins with their original surfaces, even if they have natural toning. If you believe you found an unusual 1972 penny, consider having it authenticated by a respected coin grading service. Professional grading provides confidence for buyers and often increases a coin's marketability. Some collectors build complete sets of Lincoln cents, while others focus exclusively on rare errors and high-grade examples. Because of this strong demand, exceptional 1972 cents continue to attract attention at auctions and coin shows across the United States. Some exceptional 1972 Lincoln cents have realized impressive prices at auction, especially certified examples of the famous double die variety in outstanding condition. These remarkable sales demonstrate why collectors continue searching through rolls of pennies and old coin jars. For today's featured example, we'll use a reference value of $0.779384 as part of this discussion. Remember that actual market prices depend on authenticity, variety, condition, certification, and current collector demand. Common circulated 1972 cents are usually worth only face value or a small premium, while rare error coins or superb uncirculated examples can be worth significantly more. The next time you receive change at a grocery store, gas station, or bank, take a closer look at every 1972 penny. One small detail could make all the difference between an ordinary coin and an exciting collector's discovery. Thank you for watching Rare US Coin. Today we are taking a close look at the 1981 Lincoln 1-cent coin, a coin that millions of people have seen but very few have ever examined carefully. If you have old pennies sitting in a jar, tucked away in a drawer, or hidden inside an old coin collection, today's video could change the way you look at them forever. The 1981 Lincoln cent is one of those coins that collectors never ignore. While most examples are common, certain high-grade coins and rare mint errors have become highly desirable among collectors. Some exceptional examples have sold for surprising amounts, making the 1981 penny an exciting coin to search for. For this video, we are highlighting a featured market value of $779.337 for a special collectible example. The value of any coin depends on its condition, rarity, mint mark, and whether it has any valuable mint errors. The Lincoln cent has a rich history in American coinage. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, it became the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical person. The design quickly became one of the most recognized coins in America. In 1981, Lincoln cents were still made primarily from 95% copper with a small amount of zinc. This was one of the final years before the major composition change in 1982. Because of this, many collectors enjoy searching for 1981 pennies as part of their copper cent collections. The obverse of the coin features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln along with the words "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1981. The reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial, United States of America, 1 cent, and E Pluribus Unum. There are several different 1981 Lincoln cents to watch for. Coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark, at the Denver Mint with a D mint mark, and at the San Francisco Mint as proof coins for collectors. When examining a 1981 penny, start by checking the date and mint mark. Next, inspect the surfaces for strong luster, sharp details, and minimal wear. Coins with bright original color and few contact marks are generally worth much more than heavily circulated examples. Collectors also search for valuable mint errors. These may include double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, broad strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. Even a small mint error can dramatically increase collector demand. One of the most important factors in determining value is condition. A heavily worn coin may only be worth face value, while an uncirculated example with exceptional preservation can command a significant premium. Professionally graded coins receiving high mint state grades are especially attractive to collectors. Professional grading services evaluate coins for authenticity and condition. A certified coin gives buyers greater confidence and often brings stronger prices in the marketplace. Many collectors search through rolls of pennies from banks hoping to discover an overlooked 1981 Lincoln cent in outstanding condition. This hobby, known as coin roll hunting, has become increasingly popular because valuable discoveries are still possible. If you believe you have an exceptional 1981 penny, avoid cleaning it. Cleaning removes the natural surface and can significantly reduce the coin's collector value. Instead, store the coin carefully in a protective holder and have it evaluated if you think it may be rare. The popularity of Lincoln cents continues to grow because they connect collectors with American history. Every year, new collectors enter the hobby, creating ongoing demand for attractive and unusual examples. The featured market value in today's discussion is $779.337 for a collectible example highlighted in this video. Remember that actual selling prices vary based on grade, eye appeal, rarity, certification, and current collector demand. Imagine finding an old penny in your change that turns out to be a rare high-grade collectible. That is exactly why experienced collectors never ignore even the smallest denomination. Every coin deserves a careful inspection because you never know what hidden treasure may be waiting. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins. If you enjoy learning about valuable Lincoln cents, rare mint errors, hidden coin treasures, and exciting coin values, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends and family so they can check their own collections for valuable 1981 Lincoln cents. Leave a comment below telling us whether you have ever found a rare penny in your pocket change. We appreciate your support, and we will see you in the next exciting video on rare US coins. Today's spotlight is on the 1984 Lincoln cent, a coin that millions of Americans have handled over the years. At first glance, it appears completely ordinary. It features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Since billions of these coins were produced at the Denver Mint, most examples are only worth face value. However, that is not the end of the story. The coin carries the D Mint mark beneath the date, showing it was struck at the Denver Mint. During 1984, enormous numbers of pennies were manufactured to meet circulation demand. When mints produce billions of coins, small mistakes occasionally occur. These mistakes can create coins that become highly desirable to collectors. One of the most famous varieties associated with the 1984 Lincoln cent is the doubled ear variety. While the best-known doubled ear is found on Philadelphia coins without a mint mark, collectors also carefully inspect Denver Mint examples because unusual striking varieties, die errors, and other mint mistakes can significantly increase value. Always examine your coin under bright lighting using a magnifying glass or coin microscope. Look carefully at Lincoln's ear, the lettering, the date, and the mint mark. Any unusual doubling, extra metal, die cracks, off-center strike, clipped planchet, or dramatic error deserves closer examination. Condition is one of the biggest factors affecting value. A heavily worn coin that has circulated for decades may only be worth 1 cent. But a coin preserved in brilliant uncirculated condition with original mint luster can attract much stronger collector interest. Professional grading services evaluate coins on a numerical scale from poor 1 to mint state 70. Higher grades generally command higher prices. Collectors also search for coins with attractive red original color. Copper cents gradually change from bright red to reddish brown and eventually brown as they age. A fully red mint state coin is usually much scarcer than a circulated brown example. Many valuable coins are discovered simply because someone took the time to inspect an old coin jar. Families often inherit collections that have remained untouched for decades. Inside those collections may be coins that were saved shortly after leaving the mint and remain in exceptional condition today. When searching through rolls of pennies from the bank, pay close attention to every 1984 Lincoln cent. Even though most will be common, all it takes is one unusual example to make the search worthwhile. Coin roll hunting has become one of the most popular hobbies because anyone can participate with a small investment. Some collectors have discovered dramatic mint errors including broad strikes, die caps, off-center strikes, double strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. These unusual minting mistakes are much rarer than ordinary coins and often bring impressive auction prices depending on rarity, demand, and condition. If you believe your coin has an unusual feature, avoid cleaning it. Cleaning can permanently damage the surface and significantly reduce collector value. Instead, place the coin in a protective holder and compare it with verified examples in reputable reference guides or consult a professional coin dealer or grading service. Occasionally, headlines appear about rare pennies selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These remarkable prices usually involve exceptional mint errors, top certified grades, or extremely scarce varieties. They do not apply to every coin of the same date and mint mark. That is why careful examination is so important. Some online discussions mention values such as $779.385 for a rare 1984 Lincoln cent. Such figures, if achieved, would represent an extraordinary specimen with exceptional characteristics rather than a typical circulation coin. Every coin must be evaluated individually based on its condition, rarity, and authenticity. The excitement of coin collecting comes from never knowing what you might discover next. Every penny tells a story about American history, manufacturing, and the people who carried it through decades of everyday life. The 1984 Lincoln cent may appear ordinary, but it reminds us that remarkable treasures can sometimes hide in plain sight. Before you spend your next handful of change, take a closer look. That simple penny could have unusual characteristics that make it far more interesting than its 1-cent face value. Patience, knowledge, and careful observation are the greatest tools any collector can have. Thank you for watching Rare US Coin 1. Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where we uncover the history, value, and hidden treasures of America's most collectible coins. If you love discovering valuable coins that could still be hiding in everyday circulation, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay with us until the end because today's coin may surprise you. Today's featured coin is the 1984 Lincoln 1 cent. This penny was produced by the United States Mint during a time when billions of Lincoln cents were struck every year. Although most 1984 pennies are common, certain examples have become highly collectible because of their outstanding condition, minting errors, and historical significance. The Lincoln cent is one of the longest-running coin series in American history. First introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, it became the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical figure. Since then, generations of Americans have carried Lincoln cents in their pockets, making this coin an important part of everyday life. The 1984 Lincoln cent features Abraham Lincoln on the front of the coin. The portrait was designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, can be found on the coin. Above Lincoln is the word Liberty, while the year 1984 appears to the right. The motto "In God We Trust" is displayed across the top. On the reverse, the coin displays the familiar Lincoln Memorial design created by Frank Gasparo. This iconic design remained on Lincoln cents until 2008 and is recognized by collectors all over the world. The 1984 Lincoln cent is made primarily of copper-plated zinc. It weighs approximately 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. While these specifications are standard, collectors pay close attention to coins that differ in weight or appearance because unusual characteristics may indicate a valuable mint error. One interesting feature of the 1984 Lincoln cent is that it is known for several collectible error varieties. Among the most famous is the 1984 doubled ear variety. On this rare error, Lincoln's ear appears doubled because of a double die during the minting process. This variety has become one of the most sought-after modern Lincoln cent errors. Collectors carefully inspect every detail of a 1984 penny using magnification. They look for strong luster, sharp details, original surfaces, and any unusual minting characteristics. Coins that have never entered circulation and remain in mint state condition can command significantly higher prices than heavily worn examples. Many collectors also search for off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and other production errors. These unusual coins are much scarcer than normal examples and often sell for impressive amounts depending on the severity of the error and overall condition. Now let's discuss the market value of the 1984 Lincoln 1 cent. According to today's featured information, the current market value is approximately $779.338. This value represents the featured market figure for this video. However, actual buying and selling prices can vary depending on the coin's grade, mint mark, rarity, eye appeal, collector demand, and whether it contains a recognized mint error. Coins certified by professional grading services may also bring significantly different prices in the marketplace. If your 1984 penny has a major error such as the famous doubled ear variety or remains in exceptional uncirculated condition, it may attract considerable interest from collectors. That is why examining every coin carefully before spending it is always worthwhile. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming every old penny is valuable or, on the other hand, believing every common-looking penny is worthless. Experienced collectors know that careful inspection is the key. A tiny detail can make an enormous difference in value. When searching through your coins, use a magnifying glass or digital microscope. Check the date carefully, inspect the mint mark, examine Lincoln's portrait, and look closely for doubling, unusual lettering, off-center strikes, or other minting errors. Even small differences can be important. Proper storage is also essential. Place valuable coins in protective holders or coin flips to prevent scratches, fingerprints, and environmental damage. Never clean your coins, as cleaning can reduce their collector value. Coin collecting is more than simply finding valuable money. It is about preserving history, learning about the United States Mint, and appreciating the craftsmanship behind every coin produced. Every Lincoln cent tells a story, and the 1984 penny is no exception. Thousands of collectors continue searching bank rolls, coin collections, estate sales, and pocket change hoping to discover an overlooked treasure. You never know when an ordinary-looking penny could become the highlight of your collection. Thank you for watching Rare U.S. Coins. We hope you enjoyed learning about the 1984 Lincoln 1 cent, its fascinating history, collectible varieties, and featured market value of $779.338. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are talking about the 1995 Lincoln 1 cent coin. Millions of people have handled this penny without realizing that certain examples can be worth much more than 1 cent. While most 1995 pennies are only worth their face value, some rare varieties, high-grade uncirculated coins, and error coins have attracted significant attention from collectors. For this video, we are using an example collector market estimate of $0.779386 for an ordinary circulated coin. Actual prices depend on the coin's condition, mint mark, rarity, and whether it has any valuable errors. The Lincoln cent has one of the longest and most fascinating histories in American coin collecting. The obverse features President Abraham Lincoln, whose portrait has appeared on the cent since 1909. The reverse of the 1995 penny displays the Lincoln Memorial design, which remained in use until 2008. The 1995 Lincoln cent was struck at the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Coins from Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark, while Denver coins display the D mint mark below the date. Both mints produced hundreds of millions of pennies, making normal examples very common. However, collectors know that common coins can become valuable when they are preserved in exceptional condition or when they contain unusual minting errors. One of the most famous varieties from 1995 is the 1995 double die obverse. This variety shows noticeable doubling on the inscriptions, especially on Liberty and In God We Trust. Genuine double die coins are highly sought after and can sell for impressive prices depending on their condition. When examining your 1995 penny, carefully inspect the lettering using a magnifying glass. If you notice strong doubling that matches known double die characteristics, your coin could be worth significantly more than an ordinary penny. Collectors also search for off-center strikes. These occur when the blank planchet is not properly centered during striking. Depending on how dramatic the off-center strike is and whether the date remains visible, these coins can command attractive premiums. Another valuable error is a broad strike. This happens when the retaining collar fails during striking, causing the coin to expand beyond its normal size while still retaining most of its design. Die cracks are another interesting feature. Over time, coin dies develop small fractures, leaving raised lines on the finished coin. Large and unusual die cracks often attract collectors. Fill die errors are also worth checking for. Grease can fill parts of the die, preventing details from being fully struck. Missing letters, weak details, or incomplete design elements can sometimes result from this process. Collectors should also inspect for clipped planchets. These coins were struck on blanks with a portion missing due to an error during the blanking process. Double strikes, where the coin receives more than one strike from the dies, are among the most dramatic mint errors and can be worth substantial premiums depending on the appearance. Condition is one of the biggest factors affecting value. A heavily worn penny usually has minimal collector value unless it is an important error. Coins with sharp details, original mint luster, and no circulation wear are much more desirable. Professional grading services evaluate coins using the Sheldon grading scale from poor 1 to mint state 70. The higher the grade, the greater the potential value. Many collectors carefully preserve their coins in protective holders to prevent scratches, fingerprints, and environmental damage. Proper storage can help maintain a coin's condition for many years. When searching through your change, remember that not every old penny is valuable. The key is to look for unusual characteristics, strong eye appeal, exceptional preservation, or verified mint errors. The 1995 Lincoln cent continues to be a favorite among beginning and experienced collectors because it is easy to find, affordable to collect, and offers the excitement of searching for valuable varieties. If you believe you have discovered a rare double die or another significant mint error, consider comparing it with verified reference images or having it authenticated by a reputable coin grading service. Coin collecting is not only about finding valuable coins. It is also about learning American history, understanding the minting process, and appreciating the craftsmanship behind every coin produced by the United States Mint. Sometimes a simple 1-cent coin can become the highlight of a collection simply because it tells an interesting story or displays a rare minting mistake. Thank you for watching Rare US Coin 1. If you enjoyed today's video about the 1995 Lincoln 1-cent coin, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and fellow collectors. Leave a comment below and tell us whether you have ever found a rare 1995 penny in your pocket change. Your next valuable coin could already be sitting in your coin jar. Until next time, keep searching your change, keep learning about rare coins, and good luck with your coin collecting journey. Today's episode on Rare US Coins explores the fascinating story of the 2000 Lincoln cent, its history, the rare varieties collectors search for, and the reason some examples can sell for impressive amounts. Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where we uncover the history, rarity, and hidden value behind America's most collectible coins. If you enjoy discovering valuable coins that could be hiding in everyday change, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and turn on notifications so you never miss another exciting coin discovery. The year 2000 was an important milestone. The world was entering a new millennium, and the United States Mint continued producing billions of Lincoln cents for circulation. While most of these coins were made for everyday commerce, collectors know that certain examples are much more desirable than others. The obverse of the 2000 Lincoln cent features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This historic design first appeared in 1909 to celebrate Lincoln's 100th birthday and became the first regular circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. On the reverse, the coin displays the classic Lincoln memorial design created by Frank Gasparo. This reverse remained in production until 2008, making the 2000 cent one of the final years of this iconic design before the reverse changed in 2009. The 2000 Lincoln cent was struck at multiple United States Mint facilities. Coins without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia, while coins with the D mint mark came from Denver. Proof coins bearing the S mint mark were struck in San Francisco specifically for collectors. Most 2000 Lincoln cents found in circulation are worth only face value because they were produced in enormous numbers. However, collectors are always searching for coins in exceptional condition or those with unusual mint errors. One of the biggest factors affecting value is the coin's grade. A heavily worn coin is usually worth very little, while a perfectly preserved uncirculated example with bright original luster can command a much higher premium. Professional grading services carefully examine every detail of a coin, including strike quality, surface preservation, luster, and eye appeal. A coin receiving an exceptionally high mint state grade becomes significantly more valuable than ordinary examples. Collectors also search for rare mint errors. These include off-center strikes, broad strikes, double strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die chips, and dramatic die breaks. Depending on their rarity and appearance, these errors can attract strong interest from collectors. Another important variety involves doubled dies. When the working die receives a doubled impression during manufacturing, certain letters or numbers may appear doubled. Genuine double die varieties are highly collectible and should always be authenticated by experienced experts. Many collectors carefully inspect the date, the word Liberty, and the inscriptions around the coin using magnification. Even small differences can sometimes indicate a valuable variety. Color also plays a major role in determining value. Lincoln cents are commonly classified as red, red-brown, or brown. Original bright red coins that have retained their fresh mint color are generally worth considerably more than darker circulated examples. Storage is extremely important. Coins kept in dry, protective holders are much more likely to retain their original appearance. Scratches, fingerprints, cleaning, and environmental damage can greatly reduce collector value. Some collectors enjoy searching through bank rolls in hopes of finding overlooked treasures. Although the odds of discovering an extraordinary example are small, exciting finds continue to be reported every year by dedicated collectors. Auction results show that exceptionally preserved Lincoln cents with outstanding grades or remarkable mint errors can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Every coin must be evaluated individually because rarity, condition, certification, and collector demand all influence the final selling price. You may have seen the featured market figure of $0.779339 associated with this coin. Remember that actual selling prices vary depending on the coin's condition, mint mark, certification, and whether it has a recognized error or variety. Always compare recent auction sales before determining a coin's value. If you own a 2000 Lincoln cent, begin by checking the mint mark beneath the date. Then inspect both sides under good lighting using a magnifying glass. Look for unusual doubling, striking errors, missing details, or exceptional preservation. If your coin appears unusual, consider having it evaluated by a reputable coin dealer or professional grading service. Coin collecting is exciting because every coin has a story. Even common coins can become valuable under the right circumstances, and every collection begins with a single discovery. Thank you for watching Rare U.S. Coins. We hope you enjoyed learning about the 2000 Lincoln cent and what makes certain examples so desirable among collectors. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with friends and fellow collectors. Leave a comment below telling us whether you've ever found an interesting Lincoln cent in your pocket change. We look forward to seeing you in our next exciting coin adventure on Rare U.S. Coins. Have you ever wondered if an ordinary 2004 Lincoln 1 cent hiding in your pocket change could actually be worth far more than 1 cent? Most people spend these coins every single day without giving them a second thought. But collectors know that some 2004 Lincoln cents have become highly desirable because of their condition, rare errors, and exceptional quality. Today we're taking a close look at the 2004 Lincoln 1 cent and discussing its history, the features that make it special, the varieties collectors search for, and the market value that has attracted so much attention. According to today's topic, this coin has a market value of $779.385. Welcome back to Rare U.S. Coin 1, the channel where we explore valuable American coins, hidden treasures, fascinating minting history, and the collectible pieces that could be sitting unnoticed in your own collection. If you enjoy learning about rare coins and discovering what makes everyday pocket change valuable, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay with us until the end because this coin has an interesting story. The Lincoln cent has been one of America's most recognizable coins for more than a century. Introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, it became the first regular United States circulating coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. Since then, billions of Lincoln cents have been produced, but not every year is the same. Certain dates, mint marks, and production varieties have become favorites among collectors. The 2004 Lincoln cent was struck during an important period in modern American coinage. It still featured the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's profile faces to the right, surrounded by the inscriptions "Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust," and the date 2004. On the reverse, collectors saw the famous Lincoln Memorial design created by Frank Gasparo, which had appeared on the cent since 1959. This design remained in use until the special bicentennial reverse series arrived a few years later. The 2004 cent was struck at multiple United States mint facilities. Coins without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia, while coins bearing the D mint mark came from Denver. Both mints produced hundreds of millions of cents, making these coins common in circulation. However, common does not always mean worthless. The real value often depends on condition, rarity, and mint errors. Most circulated 2004 cents remain worth only face value. However, collectors are willing to pay much more for coins that remain in brilliant uncirculated condition. Coins with original mint luster, sharp details, and no signs of wear are always more desirable than heavily circulated examples. Professional grading also plays a major role in determining value. Organizations such as PCGS and NGC carefully examine each coin and assign a grade based on preservation. A difference of only one grading point can dramatically change the value of a coin. For modern Lincoln cents, the highest mint state grades are extremely difficult to achieve because even tiny contact marks can reduce the final grade. Another reason collectors search for 2004 Lincoln cents is the possibility of discovering valuable mint errors. Error coins often become the stars of auctions because every mistake tells a unique story about the minting process. Collectors carefully examine their coins for double die varieties, where parts of the lettering or design appear doubled because of a die manufacturing error. These coins can command impressive premiums depending on the strength of the doubling and collector demand. Off-center strikes are another exciting error. During production, if the blank planchet is not properly positioned inside the striking chamber, the finished coin may show part of the design missing. Larger off-center errors are generally more valuable, especially when the date remains visible. Die cracks and cut errors also attract attention. These occur when the minting dies develop cracks or break apart after striking millions of coins. The resulting raised lines or unusual blobs of metal can make an otherwise ordinary coin highly collectible. Some collectors also search for broad strike errors, clipped planchets, die chips, and dramatic strike-through errors. Every genuine mint error is different, making these coins fascinating additions to specialized collections. Color is another important factor when evaluating modern Lincoln cents. Copper-plated zinc cents are classified as red, red-brown, or brown. Coins retaining their original bright red color are usually worth significantly more than coins that have darkened over time. If you own a roll of 2004 Lincoln cents, it may be worthwhile to inspect every coin carefully under good lighting. Look for strong luster, unusual doubling, striking errors, missing details, or other characteristics that separate one coin from millions of ordinary examples. Storage also matters. Even a high-quality coin can lose value if it develops scratches, fingerprints, corrosion, or environmental damage. Serious collectors use protective holders, capsules, or certified slabs to preserve their investments for future generations. Many people ask why collectors spend so much money on modern coins that were produced in enormous quantities. The answer is simple. While millions were minted, only a tiny percentage survive in perfect condition. Registry set collectors compete fiercely for the finest certified examples, driving auction prices higher for the highest graded coins. As interest in modern Lincoln cents continues to grow, more collectors are searching through bank rolls, old coin jars, and inherited collections hoping to discover hidden treasures. Every search offers the possibility of finding an overlooked rarity that others missed. For today's featured coin, the 2004 Lincoln 1 cent, the market value being discussed is $.779.385. Remember that actual buying and selling prices depend on the coin's condition, certification, rarity, eye appeal, and current collector demand. Exceptional error coins or top-graded certified examples may sell for considerably more, while circulated examples are usually worth much less. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. A coin that appears ordinary at first glance can become an exciting discovery after careful examination. That is why experienced collectors never overlook even the smallest details. Patience, knowledge, and careful observation are often rewarded. Thank you for joining us today on Rare US Coin 1. We hope you enjoyed learning about the 2004 Lincoln 1 cent, its history, collectible features, possible mint errors, and market value. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow coin collectors, and subscribe to Rare US Coin 1. Today's featured coin is the 2021 Lincoln 1 cent. Millions of people have handled this coin without giving it a second thought, but collectors know that every modern penny deserves a closer look. While most 2021 cents are common, certain high-grade examples and error varieties have attracted serious attention from collectors. Some online discussions mention values such as $.779.340, but remember that coin values depend on condition, rarity, certification, demand, and whether the coin has a genuine mint error. Always verify any unusually high value with reliable numismatic sources before buying or selling a coin. The 2021 Lincoln cent was struck at the Denver Mint and carries the small D mint mark below the date. It features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has become one of the most recognized coin images in American history. On the reverse, the coin displays the Union Shield design, symbolizing the unity and strength of the United States. Introduced in 2010, the Union Shield reverse continues to represent the nation's enduring spirit and has become an important part of modern Lincoln cent collecting. The 2021 Lincoln cent is composed of a copper-plated zinc core. Although it looks like a traditional copper penny, its metal composition differs from the solid bronze cents produced decades ago. Understanding these differences helps collectors identify genuine varieties and appreciate the evolution of United States coinage. One of the biggest reasons collectors search through rolls of 2021 pennies is the possibility of finding mint errors. These errors can dramatically increase a coin's desirability. Collectors carefully inspect each coin for double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, die chips, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and other unusual production mistakes. A double die occurs when the design is impressed onto the die more than once at slightly different angles. Genuine double dies are highly collectible and should not be confused with machine doubling. Learning the difference takes practice, but it can be rewarding for dedicated collectors. Off-center strikes are another exciting discovery. If a coin is struck without being perfectly centered, part of the design may be missing while the date remains visible. Such coins often attract strong collector interest because every off-center strike is unique. Die cracks and die chips develop as minting dies wear out over time. These imperfections create raised lines or bumps on finished coins. Some collectors specialize in these unusual varieties and enjoy searching through large quantities of modern cents to find them. Condition plays an enormous role in determining value. A heavily circulated coin with scratches, stains, or wear usually commands little premium. However, a brilliant, well-preserved coin with strong luster and no signs of circulation can be much more desirable, especially if it earns a high mint state grade from a professional grading service. Professional grading companies evaluate coins using internationally recognized standards. Grades such as MS-65, MS-66, MS-67, MS-68, and higher indicate increasingly better preservation. Top population examples are often the most sought after because very few coins survive in nearly perfect condition. Collectors should also examine the coin under proper lighting using a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Small details that are invisible to the naked eye may reveal valuable characteristics or confirm that a coin is an ordinary example. Many valuable coins have been discovered simply because someone decided to inspect the change in their pocket. Roll searching has become one of the most popular hobbies among coin collectors because it combines education, excitement, and the possibility of making an unexpected discovery. If you decide to save your best 2021 Lincoln cents, handle them carefully by the edges. Store them in protective holders or archival quality flips to preserve their surfaces and prevent unnecessary damage. Proper storage can help maintain a coin's condition for years. The Lincoln cent remains one of the most collected coins in the United States because it connects history, art, and everyday life. Every year introduces new opportunities for collectors to search for exceptional examples, rare errors, and high-grade survivors. Whether you are an experienced numismatist or just beginning your collecting journey, the 2021 Lincoln cent reminds us that every coin deserves a second look. Sometimes the smallest denomination can inspire the greatest excitement. Have you ever found an unusual 2021 penny? Share your discovery in the comments below. Your experience could help other collectors know what to look for. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins 1.